Okay, so it dawned on me that I may have written a little something about what I'm about and introduced myself in a welcome video in the very first one that I took after Dave came home that night. But I don't think that I've actually really told much about me. Really, this whole thing is intended for your value, so I didn't think at first that knowing who I was necessarily necessary. However, I feel like if we're going to be friends, that maybe you would be interested to know what it is that I enjoy. And so I thought I'd just share with you some things that make Sarah Sarah. And some of those things, first is Jesus. I love Jesus and I live for him. And I hope and I pray that my family, my kids will as well. And the reason why he's important in my life is because he's liberated me from so much, and I'll get a little bit more into that. But after him, my family is the most important thing. My husband first, of course. We really make an effort to get a date night in at least twice a month. Sometimes we fall short of that, and sometimes we get in a little extra. So there's grace there, but we know and value the time that we have together. It's important. It's important for our kids to see it too. We're always going to have each other. Our kids are going to leave. They're not always going to be here. And there's going to be a whole lot of life left when they do. So I'd rather be getting along with my best friend. So, and know him. I think we change, we evolve as the years go. Changes happen because, stuff that happens from the outside, outputs become our inputs. And so, or the other way around, inputs become our outputs. So we start becoming and molding and changing with the environment around us, with the people in our lives. And so I want to be with him. I want to be with him for the rest of my life. So I want to be growing with him as well. So as we grow and change, I pray that we do it together. And then, of course, my kids are next, and we do try to be intentional with them. I mean, one thing that I've really tried to do, and it's not easy, even when you're not on social media, I found it's not easy, is having genuine conversation with them. So giving them eye contact. Just looking at them in their eyes while they want your attention. Isn't it easy for us to continue just doing whatever we're doing, folding laundry, putting the dishes away, whatever have you? You are distracted easily, and us moms, we're multitaskers. We are the best at it. And so we can all day long, but do they feel heard? I mean, I know how I feel when I don't feel heard. I know that I much prefer being heard, being validated, and being understood. So getting down to their level and looking them in their eyes. There's a lot of other things that we're going to be implementing here as they get older, like family game night and all that kind of stuff. Daddy does daddy dates because they get enough of me, and a little one-on-one time with dad is always good too. So what else about me? Oh, I am recently seeing and experiencing the fruit of real girlfriends. God's really blessed me with some wonderful girls in my life, and I feel like social media, again, being off of that, has really helped me to be intentional with people in my life, to reach out to them. It's, you're not getting a status update every 30 seconds about what they're eating for breakfast and about what happened in their family. So it's been a real good lesson for me, a real good, not really even a challenge, because I'm interested in people. I'm interested in knowing them and learning about them and becoming close and being there for them. So never really had a whole lot of mutual friendships, I guess, like where I feel like it was reciprocated, where, I mean, I like I said, I've always had a heart for being there for people and encouraging them, but I never really found the same burden lifted with other people. They didn't necessarily want to alleviate that for me, and it's not their fault. It's just not how they're wired. I mean, it might be what I need and value and appreciate, but it's not like I I hit the jackpot with a bunch of people that filled that tank, and that's not their responsibility by any means, which again comes back to Jesus. He's the one who fills my tank. He's the only one who can, because it's too much pressure to put on other people. It's not fair to them. It goes back to that whole nobody can read my mind. Nobody can fulfill my every expectation and need and desire. It's not their responsibility. So praise Jesus for that, because he can. So just learning in just my 30s, yeah, I don't think that I've had really, really, really close friendships until I was able to really invest in them, spend time with them in maybe the last 5-7 years, I'd say, and I'm 38 now. So I pray for my kids that they do make good friends for life. I mean, I think it's the sweetest thing when you hear people that they've been friends since kindergarten or whatever. Well, I guess what's cute about that is I did meet David, my husband, in 4th grade. I know, so cute. We never dated in school. I mean, we did date once, and it was epic when we were 16, but didn't let that keep going. I went back to my high school boyfriend because it was easy and predictable, and he did what I asked him to most of the time. It was just easy. So, and familiar. Isn't that how it is with our comfort zone? So we did start dating at 23 and haven't been apart since. So it's been a wonderful journey with him. And so friendship is so important. And you know what? That friendship is still very important with my husband. He values that shoulder-to-shoulder time and that face-to-face time, not just vegging out after the day, even though sometimes, most times, that's all I want to do is kick up my feet and just unplug, because it's emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, every kind of draining there is being a mom, especially as they get older, because they have their own personalities and their own sass, and it's it can rival mine, and I have sass, y'all. I have sass. So friendship's so important. So Jesus, family, more specifically my husband, and then my kids, extended family too, friendship. Recently, in the last 2.5 years, yoga. I've really enjoyed it. It's challenged me in more ways than I can even tell. It's humbled me because I have zero flexibility at all. But as I've continued it, going to yoga, even training to be a teacher, yeah, certified, 200 hours, baby. I guess I'm technically a teacher as well. I've learned a lot that yoga is about you. It's about being aware of you and accepting yourself. And I've talked about this too. It's no one else's journey but your own, and I think that's life. And so that's another thing that I've been liberated from. I used to care so much about what people thought of me. I used to care so much about failing. I never wanted to try something unless I knew I could be really good at it. David calls it my Venus Williams complex. Unless I play tennis like her, I won't bother to pick up a racket because I'm not comfortable sucking at something. In fact, I really hate it. I hate being bad at things. And so between yoga and parenting and being a wife, all those things have really challenged me and molded me into who I am. And I've learned a lot about humility and gratitude. So yeah, Jesus liberated me a long time ago. He was there when nobody else was in my hardest times. I mean, I'm not going to get too deep with you today, but he's always proven faithful. He's always been there. And when I discovered that I could be myself, that I can't please everyone, that if I tried, I'd fail miserably and just feel even that much more, I would feel more terrible, which is part of why I don't edit my videos. It's why I only record once. It's because if I had put so much work into editing and making myself look like Michelle Pfeiffer, then I would be so heartbroken if all the criticism that I imagine I will be getting eventually, I hope not. I hope you find these valuable. But I feel like it would crush me even more. all that work trying to keep up, trying to understand people and giving them what they uniquely need. And I still want to be able to do that, but I can only be me. That's what I have to offer you. I only can be me. And so me being unique, I'm a sweaty mess, by the way. This is not beautiful beach hair. This is sweat nastiness, and so I apologize about that. But again, it goes back to me being me, and when I have a thought to share, I want to share it now, otherwise it's gone, because I have mom brain and it so easily just disappears. And I think it was brilliant in the moment, and I wish I could bring it back, and it just never comes back. It's gone until 2 years later when I didn't need it anymore. So do any of you ever do that? Go into a room and forget why? It's constant with me. So anyway, yeah, Jesus, he's the man, and he has liberated me from my own shackles and trying to please and impress people. So I am happy to be me. I've learned so much. I've been torn down, and I've gotten back up by the grace of God, and I just keep on trucking, and I encourage you to do the same thing. No one is you. There is no one like you, and they don't have the gifts you have. We need you, just like the world needs me. And I finally realized that not too long ago, when I could let go of impressing people and just being me and impressing upon them some of the things that I've learned. So I guess this is kind of a scatterbrained box full of things that I wanted to share, just who I am and what I've overcome by the grace of God, and what he's liberated me from. And I hope that you guys can have the same freedom in being authentic and being you, because I have zero doubt that you are the bomb diggy. I have zero doubt that you are something special. And it's what I've learned in yoga. It's what I've learned in parenting. It's what I've learned as a wife, that others come before me. And you know what? Instead of like bringing people down, which I think a lot of people do to get the tension off themselves, or they don't have to think about their misery or how badly they're feeling if they're tearing other people down. I don't know that they mean to do that. I think their sole purpose is just to make themselves feel better, which is unfortunate that they could only do that, that their capacity can only think of bringing other people down and making them feel bad about themselves in order to feel good about themselves. But, you know, again, those people are hurting. Hurting people hurt people. And so I feel like being others focused and not self-focused, again, it's something that can do the same thing. You can feel better about yourself by helping someone else. They say it like this, I've heard it said, and I'll probably screw it up because, again, I screw it all up. But if you had a room full of people and they all put their worst problems in a hat, and you were to pass the hat around and draw a problem, a random problem that someone else put in the hat, guarantee you pick that problem out of the hat, you're going to want yours back. So let's just be the best us. Let's just do us the way we do us. I mean, there's no one else who can. So be encouraged by that. Accept yourself. I wanna know about you, and so hopefully knowing a little bit more about me has helped you glean a little bit more about what I learn and why it's impactful for me, and I hope that it's impactful for you. Have a good one.